living so far away. Man, I hope the hub world music for Disgaea 5, I mean 6, Disgaea 6, not 5, 5 already came out with this, that's the music I'm playing, that's playing in the for intro, for the opening. Yeah. I hope the music for this, music for the hub world in Disgaea 6 would be just as nice. Anyway, hello, Young Q here. We're gonna be playing Azur Lane Crosswave. First off, though, I'd like to apologize for those who watched the previous stream Yakuza 0. I forgot to unmute the desktop audio, which is how I actually get the game. So the whole entire time, the game is actually ridiculously quiet. Oh, I really sincerely apologize for that. Didn't mean to do that. Really didn't mean to. Ugh. Anyway, so today we're just gonna actually be farming stuff, like farming relationships and all that other stuff. Yeah, and doing any of the derp emergency quests as we come along. Okay, let's get started. First, I need to actually figure out what I'm supposed. I need a refresher on what we can actually farm. Sure. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it's my bad. Okay. Okay. 84. Go to 84. 84, 82, etc. Okay. 84. Man, the road to getting max relationship is going to be a long, arduous one. Don't use. Right. So currently already have a really decent setup. That is to have. Oh my gosh, man, that annoyed me. I cannot believe that she's regulated to DLC. I can understand you actually. Oh, you get if she's like some kind of free DLC, limited time DLC, free limited time DLC, in which you get to have her like at the beginning of the game, but you get to unlock her in the game after a certain point. But no, you don't even unlock her. She's fucking DLC. Yeah, this just shows how mad I am. I can't believe it. I seriously cannot believe it. They just did that. They just did that, you know? Yes, I'm gonna keep fighting the same opponent. Just can't. Also, I have a headache. I'm actually going through a headache right now. It's annoying because almost every other week I will get a headache. It's something I have no idea what the problem is. It's certainly not because of some kind of illness or something. I just my brain cannot seem to handle having a lot of blood, having a certain amount of blood in it. Explain why I'm so dumb, huh? Jokes aside, yeah, I already took some medicine, some aspirin and such, so that I can actually, so that they will to alleviate the headache, but it hasn't kicked in yet, so I might actually have to take more later. Hurts. Alright. Hold on. Mission? Okay then. Okay, hold on. Okay, so still on crush. Let's go. So since most of this is just me talking, there's not much to actually do. Not much to actually do except you know, farm and then fill in the void with just me talking. So yeah, things to talk about. The topics and such. Blah, blah. This one. So recently, like last week, Inugami Koroni of from Hololive, last week she streamed the Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and when I actually saw her play through the entire game in like 24 hours, which is pretty impressive in the first place. No, I wasn't there throughout the entire stream. I need sleep. So yeah, so when she streamed that game, it actually reminded me, hey, I played this game like a few years ago. I never actually finished it. Yeah, I never actually finished Syndicate. I never actually finished the Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So I thought to myself, hey, you know what? This got me in the mood of playing it again. So, and which I did. So I reinstalled the game, and then got to playing it. I never actually finished the story, so I told myself, hey, at the very least, let's finish the story. I did, and as I was playing through the game, I was actually reminded why I actually stopped. It's not because I hate the game. No. I'm fine. I enjoyed it. The problem is that my attention span cannot keep. Oh my gosh, 2 of them. Yay. So my attention span does not allow me to pay it to stay focused on the game for long. Yes, that's quite a bit of a problem. But yeah, the problem is actually it's not that my attention span is so short. I can focus on it too long. No, the problem is I cannot stand going from spending 10 minutes going from point A to point B in a video game. Now, unless the entire point is to get from point A to point B. But wait, no, that's a different thing. No, I cannot stand needing to go from point A to point B, spend 10 minutes and then have nothing to do in between. And I know there's like a slew of collectibles in it, but come on, it's not really so much on the way. It's some as hey, if I had been even if it's on the way, I felt like it was a bit of a chore trying to collect the collectibles. So and the entire point of playing the game was to actually is to actually do the missions. Like, the collectibles are secondary, like completely secondary, with maybe the exceptions of certain crates, the special crates, where you can actually, with the exception of the special crates where you can actually where they hold schematics or items that allows you to craft better stuff for those schematics. So aside from those, I never actually I actually didn't feel like collecting anything unless oh hey, I just happened to come across it, yay. So the biggest problem that I had was like trying to get to the missions. The mission destinations is a lot of it is just going from point A to point B. Like I spent like I can assure you, if you were to play the game, you would actually spend more time trying to get to the place where you can actually start the mission than doing the missions themselves. Okay, well, I don't have I don't really mind needing to actually go there. The problem is that the map is so ridiculously big. It's so unnecessarily big. I mean, yes, all of London is your playground. The game encourages you to do parkour because it's like a playground inside. But here's the thing. Spider-Man, who also has something similar. I had more fun doing that. I had more fun going through the entirety of New York. Oh hey, more. The entirety of New York than I did. Okay, go. Oh, yo, shoot. There we go. Problem solved. Wait, hold on. Hold up. Who's the one holding the manual? Okay, you're maxed out. Who else? Long. Okay. Right, that. Okay. I need to actually check. So where was I? Yeah. So yeah, I had more fun running through New York than I was in London, and as Spider-Man, than in Assassin's Creed, and I think it's because hey, it's faster that way. Like yeah, sure, you can take the carriages in Assassin's Creed, but to be honest, it's yes, it's faster if you actually take the carriage, but it still takes like more than around 10 minutes just to get to my destination, which is quite a problem. I have a feeling. Oh, okay. Things are wrong. Okay, go. Back to 84. Let's go. It still takes quite a while to actually get to your destination, even on carriage. Well, this is Spider-Man because you're swinging, you're in the air. You can actually cut across buildings if you want to. You can actually switch from running to web swinging, and that actually made it faster and certainly a lot more fun than just running and all that stuff. And and it's certain, and because it's seamless, so you actually swing and then you just go, and then you go into a run. Your sprint while the running does is actually slower than web swing. It's you don't run as long. You know, you don't really spend that much time running. You spend more of the time swinging. And Mrs. Shears is like a lot faster than needing to just jump into a carriage and then fighting and then getting on with then riding in all the way to your destinations. And then just so that you can do a mission that lasts like what 5 minutes that lasts shorter than the trip. certainly this is a little annoying. Yeah, I just didn't have fun exploring London. Exploring in Assassin's Creed, not London. Assassin's Creed. Hey, laughing is that. Like it's Assassin's Creed in general. Yay. What's up? Okay, done. Okay, next is Z. Oh, there it is. In fact, I think the worst part of it all is that the worst part of it all is that that story. Well, maybe not the story, but at the very least, the gameplay is enjoyable. But the gameplay is enjoyable. Exploring, yes, it's fun to explore, but you can only do so much when you want to do the missions, and then even you use the quick travel. Like, I unlocked all the eagle points, the eagle. Yeah, the eagle point. What do they call it? I forgot. But yeah, I unlocked all of them before I even bothered doing the story. Like, yeah, because those missions were actually pretty fun. You know, liberating sections of London was pretty fun. From what I can remember, it was like 5 years ago. I unlocked everything. I was actually quite surprised when I got back into the game. I was like, wait, what? I actually liberated everywhere. That's cool. At the same time, when I unlocked all the quick travel points. It still took a better part of 5 minutes to actually get to where to the missions that I actually plan to play. Even if I were to even on a carriage, it would still take quite a while to actually get to your destination, which I feel like which I was a little bit annoyed by. The problem is that the map is way too big. It is really big, and because you make such a big map, even with quick travel, you kind of still need to actually, you know, travel halfway across cities. You need to travel like halfway across the cities in order to actually get to your destination. Like the city you're in, like there's like a bunch of parts of the city, parts of the town. There we go. not city, town. London itself is a city. The individual streets and such are individual sectors are the towns. As far as I know. As far as I know, I'm not from London, so obviously I wouldn't be able to. Probably married Mikaze, right? Okay, wait. I should already have. Hey, oh wait, hold on, this yeah, look at that! Look at all that cash I have. Awesome. And buy more, of course. No, I've already. Nope, not yet. Shimakaze, come on. Oh, don't worry, I already proposed to her. Shit, I don't remember. Come on, it's been more than 20 videos. Actually, we're on what? Part 36. It's quite a while. Hey, Ayanami.
嬉しいです。こんなに綾波のこと愛してくれるのはあなただけです。綾波にとって気持ちに応えることは戦うより難しいです。でも精一杯これからも頑張るです。綾波のこと改めてどうかよろしくです。
I actually prefer girls. I know like the quiet, cool type girls. The cool type girls, like yeah. You know, but then when you actually manage to get them to smile, it's like no other. That's my preferences. Anyway. Come on, let's keep going. You keep collecting cans. So yeah, I quite dislike spending like more than 10 like tens of minutes just trying to actually reach my destination because it's a bit annoying, even with quick travel. And it certainly doesn't help that the loading times for Syndicate are pretty long. It doesn't help that because the loading screens are like what 10 like a few minutes, like 2-3 minutes before loading back in. Even and because you have to quick travel quite a bit, it actually takes quite a while. Which certainly is a problem. With all that loading, it actually increased the amount of time needed to actually, you know, get to your destination, which is very irritating. Unfortunately. That said, it's not to say that Assassin's Creed Syndicate is a bad game. Or Assassin's Creed in general is a bad series. It's just that it's not what it's not something that I would actually, you know, like for me. It's like, okay, if I would actually play this game, I'm gonna actually I would actually either try to finish the story and then just be done with it. And if I feel like, you know, running around for fun, then yeah, sure, I would actually play it. But other than that, that's the only thing I would actually enjoy. Maybe also I would probably do all the side quests so that I can actually do the stories. Other than that, I won't be. But other than that, I would have already gotten my entire mileage out of the game. sadly.
これ以上ない結果です。
Really?
無理なく望めそうです。作戦
Come on, let's
開始
keep going.
です。
少し待つといい。
Prefer something small, like
女神はどちらに微笑むの
it says open world game, right?
行きます。
It takes place in a city, but yeah,
ちょっと
it takes place in the entire city of London. But
ここから
because it takes place in the big city of London,
少しリラックスしてはいかがですか？
there is only so much to do, especially in games like especially in Assassin's Creed, where because it's one of those games where once you actually do a mission, even if you would actually
以上ない結果です。
you can replay as much play the old missions, excuse me, and you can play any missions that you've done over and over again, but at the same time you would definitely get bored because you already know what to do.
それでは演習開始じゃ。
Of course, your mileage isn't very like that.
仕方ないですね。
If anything, my biggest gripe is it's so easy to avoid fights.
強くなったよ
So how big the place is. In fact, you don't get into fights enough. That's my biggest gripe with it. Yes, I know you're playing as assassins. Your job isn't to actually pick a fight with people, but still,
健闘を祈るにゃ。
but still, when
我の力
when you're telling me to like go into buildings and such and assassinate people, I want to go into buildings and such, and assassinate people. But other than the cargo steal missions, like there's the missions where you steal stuff. There aren't any missions that allow you to, just hey, this place is filled with Templar agents. Go in, sneak in, kill every single one of them. Something morbid like that.
強くなったようだ
There isn't anything like that.
お疲れ様です。
Are you kidding me? Not a single one.
今日のタスクは何からこなしましょうか。いらっしゃいませにゃ。
And how many? I'm pretty sure I already.
完成にゃ。
Just make it anyway. What? We'll just make it anyway, just in case. Okay, Dugan, Portland, Bismarck is already have one. Okay, anyone with a one, I can actually know that I don't need to.
完成。
Heliopolis. Hornet already. Okay. Where is the 99? Okay. Mission 99.
今日のタスクは何からこなしましょう。どの子を確認したいのですか。私の何を知りたいのですか。はーい。私の何を見
拙者の力量
知ってますよね。
Done.
うちの妹。
Hey, Heliopolis.
時間。すごく嬉しい。こういう時どう言ったらいいのかよくわからないの。でもきっとお姉ちゃんは喜んでくれるし、私自信を持って言うよ。ありがとう。好き。
Entire harem of ship girls, man.
今日のタスクは何からどの艦隊と戦いますか。無理なく望めそうですね。作戦開始。
Let's go.
ゆっくりしましょう。
Like, Jim Sterling actually puts it best when he actually did a review on Yakuza.
頑張ってください。綾波たちの
they don't make a huge ass city, you know. I'm not saying that Yakuza is better than Assassin's Creed. I'm just saying that it's more my style, my type of open world of an open world game, because it's smaller, map is smaller. But I'm not saying that it's better than Assassin's Creed. That's entire. Everything is all subject. Everything when it comes to video games, only way you can actually say guarantee that a video game is bad is if it plays horribly. Okay, and Assassin's Creed, the series themselves, they play just fine. It's just that it's not my type of game. Okay, okay. Now that we've made that clear, yeah. So. Yeah, to me the Yakuza games actually did it right by make it so that you're stuck in that one small city, you know, one town. It's actually a town, not a city. So well, then again, they call it a city in Kyo call it a city. They call it a city in games, so. The city isn't that big, you know. It's not as big as the maps in Assassin's Creed. It's not as big as in Grand Theft Auto. It's not as big as Sleeping Dogs. It's not as big as many other as a lot of open world games. This is Yakuza series are more open city. Like you're in that one small one city, and there's and when you actually run trying to get from point A to point B, it doesn't take that long. It only takes like what, like 5 minutes at best. Like no, it's like say you need to go from one end of the city to the other. It will probably take like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Like yeah, 10 minutes at most. 10 minutes, like from one end of the city to the other. In the middle of it all, there's so many other sub stories. There's mini games like strewn about. There's plenty of things that you can actually do there in Yakuza. And I think that's the reason why when I actually got why I can't help but make the comparison, because even in Yakuza 3, when I was playing Yakuza 3, then that game they took out a ridiculous amount. Wait, it's not 98, right? It's not 9. I need to go check it again later in the shop. But anyway, yeah, even in Yakuza 3, despite the fact that they actually took out a lot of the like 80-70% of the content, they put it back in remaster, which is great. But yeah, so despite the large amount of things they actually took out, you still have like the some of the mini games. You can still play some of the mini games. You can still do like a bunch of the sub stories. There's still quite a number of things you can actually do in the game. This is an alert. Oh, is all of them maxed? Oh hey, everybody's maxed out. Cool. And take off. And now everybody is maxed out. It's disappointing a bit. Well, here. Oh, here as well. We've all leveled up. Oh wait, no. Achilles and Ninghai are the only ones that aren't at level 200. Why are you two the only ones that aren't at level 200? Some of the ships, you were one of the few that were unlocked first. You were slower to be unlocked than U81. Doesn't matter. What was I saying? Ah, yeah. There's still like a bunch of things you can actually do in those games. in Yakuza, in Yakuza 3.
は
I'm pretty sure that's
い今
like
行きましょう。勝利の女神はどちらに微笑むか。
なんでくれ
私には力が溢れている。なんてね。
and because there's so much you can actually do, you actually you can get more mileage out of the fun you can have in in that game in that series.
目標はすべて達成した。です。
So yeah, that my opinion is definitely I much rather play.
日々の努力がね。
Hey, done.
今日のタスクはね。
Yay! 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 Awesome! 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 Which this means that I only have one left, and that's to actually and the last remaining achievement is to get is to see every single scene in the game, which will mean that I have to pledge every single ship girl in the game.
正しく美しくかっこよくいろんなことに気を配ってきましたが、それが功を奏したのでしょうか。私はこれからも全力を尽くします。特にあなたのために恥ずかしくもお気持ち頂戴いたします。
Okay, one done. Next will be Cleveland.
私を選んでくれて誰のことを確認する時は金なり。さてとドイツと戦う腕ならしってとこだね。作戦開始です。
So yeah,
まぬけさっさと終わり。
certainly enjoy that. So yeah,
話を聞
not to mention you get to actually get into fights like plenty. I mean, yes, you can be a little annoying when you keep getting into a fight, but at the same time, that means I actually have something to do rather than having to, you know, run. Like, in fact, the fights, though the fights do make it make getting to your destination longer.
勝利。
You know, it takes more time to actually get to your destination. Oh, hey,
やったな。次も頑張ろう。腕なら
it
し
does take more time to get to your destination, but at the same time,
誰のことを確認するんだ。
聞くことも必要
at the same time,
作戦開始
you
で
know,
す。
at least you're doing something in between doing the travels.
待ってる間に一曲いかが。
Like I'm actually spending the time, you know, trying to get there. And like I have something to actually do rather than oh hey I'm just trying to get my destination so that I can actually finally start doing something.
我の力を受けよ。
逃がさないで。
奮い立て。我の力を。
Come on, you know, even though I like, and not to mention the city itself is just a small city. It's not like huge one, like in the assassin in all those other open world games. It's not like one huge big map. You will actually definitely need to utilize quick travel so that you can actually get so that you can save time getting there. You know, I rarely ever need to use the taxis, quick travel around in Yakuza because despite the fact that
奮い立て。我の
despite the fact that the option is there, yes, that sure, I never need to bother using it because it doesn't even take more than 5 minutes trying to get my destination. Yeah, I certainly hope that open world games would actually I mean, nobody why would they care, but so I like to actually make my opinion known that I certainly hope that there will be that open games won't just say oh hey it's an open game, it's an open world, you get such a huge world to explore, but you know, most of them are just empty plots of land, empty streets and such that you just you know go past through and then never even bother giving a second glance unless you actually just want to you know to see some scenery porn at most, like just scenery fan service at most. Come on, I mean yes, scenery and all that, but you know when I play Tales of Cilia, yeah, the first ever Tales of game that actually give you this slightly more open world, I guess you can actually say that. I mean, it's the first Tales of game that allows you to rotate the camera outside of the world map. And in that game, yes, it's pretty. It's really pretty. The game is really pretty. Joe, you're actually anybody who plays the game. If anybody who plays the game and then say no, the game is ugly, they're lying to your face. Outright lying to your face. Okay. I'm digressing. So yeah, the game is really pretty. And because the game was pretty, I can actually enjoy it. And it's not such a huge map either. It's a decently sized map, and because it's an RPG, I know, like I already have the mindset that hey, I need to be outside a city in order to actually be able to get into a fight. And when I wanted to get into a fight, I would simply just, you know, head out in the city, outside the city, to get into a fight. And I can actually certainly like expect where I can actually like get into a battle. Like that's like one of the things that I want to actually do when I play a video game. I don't want to actually just be walking around doing nothing. That would just make it just a walking simulator. In fact, I think this I think in fact I bet that there's like that's in fact I think that's the reason why I never actually bothered getting Death Stranding. Despite the fact that it's Hideo Kojima game, is because I would actually be bored to tears maybe. Because it's a lot, like a lot of people say, it's a walking simulator. Nah, I never actually played the games, and I never actually look into it much. So who knows? I might actually enjoy it. I'm not one to actually make be set on my opinions on whether a game is fun or not until I play it for myself. I mean, yeah, I can read the reviews, but all the most video games reviews is like if I'm interested in the game and I see it and then they actually tell me it's not as and they say oh it's a terrible game, blah 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 blah. And then they don't actually, and then they state the reason and all that. Then it turns out they actually spend like 5 minutes like the first 50 minutes in the game trying to actually figure out how to not trying to figure out how to actually get into a car. Despite the fact that despite the fact that a lot of people actually, you know, spend less time trying to actually do that. Yeah, for some reason a lot of video game reviewers don't know how to play video games. Yeah, it's best to make your own opinions on that.
ちょっとテレクス置きは金なり。さてとドイツと戦う腕ならしってとこ。作戦開始です。
Let's keep going. The only thing left to do is just, you know, get everyone's love scene, relationship to the max. So do that. Nearing the end, we can almost taste it.
逃がさないで。頑張ってください。違う違う。
なんで上から
Anyway, yeah. I much prefer open world maps to be smaller. Not, I'll probably be bored to tears trying to actually get to my destination. Like, I mean, if you want to make it that big, fine. But at the very least, make it so that people can actually have something to do in between. You know Final Fantasy 15? That is actually an open world game as well. And while I did enjoy Final Fantasy 15, I didn't. One of my gripes is that, again, a lot of that time, when, you know, riding in the car, like you're actually driving in the car, like,
それでは演習開始にゃ。皆さん頑張ってください。
I could have been doing something else. Maybe.
逃がさないで。
At the very least, there's conversation. But still. Most of the time, when I have to spend like several 10 minutes on a vehicle and get somewhere, like I want when I actually do that, I want to actually be okay. I'm traveling halfway across the world. I'm trying to travel all the way to the other side of the planet.
逃がさないで。みたい。
Of course, it's going to take 10 minutes.
頑張ってください。違う違う。
But at the same time, when I'm actually doing nothing, I'm playing a video game, and yet here I am. I'm trying to play a game. Yet what am I doing? I'm actually just wandering around, doing absolutely nothing.
優雅は伊達じゃありませんの。シールドた
I
だ
don't know. Like my relationship with open world games is weird. I both enjoy it and hate it at the same time. No, I both enjoy and not enjoy it at the same time. I don't even know how,
用意する。
but it's just something that I actually did.
準備はできてるわ。
勝利の女神はどちらに
It's
微
for
笑む。
people to actually. Also, I know this is a very old thing, but there are actually people who thought that Yakuza series is like a ripoff of Sleeping Dogs. No. Most you can actually say is probably is similar to GTA, and even then, that's a stretch. Like, okay, the gameplay for Yakuza is based on Shenmue, and like, it's the spiritual successor to Shenmue, despite the fact that they're created by the same, they're owned by the same company, but the whole Yakuza thing and such, criminal world, and it's, you know, serious crime drama thing. It's more in line. It's more in line with it's like a crime story that about being like in mafia family and all, you know, all that. It's more in line with
これ以上ない。
GTA, Grand Theft Auto, and even then, that's a little bit of a stretch. I'm gonna say that Yakuza series is a ripoff of
やったな。次も
that. No, if anything,
誰のことを
in fact, gameplay-wise, it's not even close. It's not even close to GTA because in because in Grand Theft Auto you don't really go into fist fights, you get into gunfights. That's what's Sleeping Dogs is. You actually get into fist fights rather than gunfights. I don't know. I never actually played Sleeping Dogs, but at the same, but you can't say that Yakuza series is a ripoff of Sleeping Dogs. No, you know when Yakuza came out in 2005. The first Yakuza game came out in 2005. Sleeping Dogs doesn't even come out like five at least 5 years later. I don't know when the Sleeping Dogs came out, but it definitely came out after Yakuza 1. So if anything, it's the opposite. Sleeping Dog is more like it's more of a ripoff of Yakuza. And even then, that's a stretch because the gameplay and all that is not as similar. It's not even similar to the Yakuza series. I mean, come on, you know how many crazy shit you can actually do in Yakuza games. As far as I know, as far as I know, I've seen some people actually play it, and it doesn't seem, and to me, it doesn't seem as fun. It doesn't seem as fun as Yakuza. Like no, it's not. No, it's not that it's not as fun. It's more like it's not as tracky as. It's not as distracting as Yakuza is. Yeah, you have like a bunch of side missions and all that stuff, but aside from that, you play. Are you going to be playing arcade games? Are you going to be playing? Are you going to be playing poker? Are you going to be playing blackjack? Are you going to be playing mahjong? Are you going to be playing? Are you going to be playing? Are you going to be playing Clio? It's like a bunch of gambling games. Are you going to be playing a bunch of arcade games? Are you going to be hunting deer? Are you going to be playing the pachinko? I'm not trying to say. I'm sure that Sleeping Dogs is a fun game. Like I want to make this clear. I've never played, so I cannot actually make I cannot make 100%. I cannot make my concrete opinion on it. I have played the Yakuza game, and I've seen people play Sleeping Dogs, and as far as I can say, unless you tell me that I can actually, unless you're saying that I can actually play a bunch of have like a large slew of mini games I can actually play, I'll probably just be doing a few side missions, play through the main story, and be done with it. Crying out loud, Yakuza has a completion list just to actually tell you, hey, you actually did this, hey, you actually did that, hey, you actually did this, hey, you have not done this yet, do it. Come on, what's stopping you? Huh? You're waiting for a written invitation? Hey, Cleveland, let's go. Yeah, it's, that kind of feeling I have.
改めて向き合うと照れくさいな。私、あなたのそばにいていいのかな。どこまであなたの期待に応えられるかわからないけど、この今の私でいいというなら、 あなたと共に行こう。私の何を知りたい？すべてをボラピンハイのこと？
Yes.
ほらほら、何をするんだ？
Man, what happened to my
ほらほら、公共の場ではやめよう。
Okay, next sector ship.
どの艦隊と戦うのか選んでね。弱い
One
者
bit.
いじめにならないかな。作戦開始です。
I think we would actually, I think we'll actually get raised my relationship with Pinghai, and then we'll call it a night / day, depending when you, what time zone you are.
お姉さんにお任せよ。
勝利の女神はどちらに微笑むか。修理してあげるにゃ。
我の力を受けよ。
逃がさないで。逃がさないで。
奮い立て。
このまま行くで。逃がさないで。我から修理してあげるにゃ。
Actually, now that I think about it, if anything, you cannot really compare. You can compare Yakuza with Sleeping Dogs, aside from story-wise, and even then, it's quite. It's a whole different. It's like comparing an apple with an orange. Like you can compare the gameplay for Sleeping Dogs and Grand Theft Auto, but you cannot compare the gameplay between Grand Theft Auto / Sleeping Dogs with the Yakuza series because they work completely different. I mean, yes, in Grand Theft Auto, you get to run around, you get to pick up a gun, and you get to shoot anybody you want. Don't do that in real life, everyone. Don't do this. So yeah, you gotta oh hey, you gotta take out a gun, and then you just shoot with a bandit. With the only consequences is the police sending a SWAT team on you. Save that. But outside of that, what did I say outside of that? So yeah, so you can actually like take out a gun and just shoot people at random, and I think in Sleeping Dogs you gotta beat the crap out of anybody you want. And the same as also goes in Assassin's Creed, but in Assassin's Creed it's like a different. They took out the ability to do that slowly. While in Yakuza series, you cannot actually even do that. In fact, you're the one. You're not the one who picks a fight. People are the ones picking a fight with you, and even you actually don't care about that part. You cannot actually just, oh hey, I want to beat up the, oh hey, I hit this passerby, I want to actually beat the crap out of them. You can't do that. You can't even do that. Because the game actually works on random encounters, a bit like an RPG. So yeah, so the gameplay, so Yakuza series is more like a RPG style beat 'em up. While games, while from what I can see of Sleeping Dog, it's more of a beat 'em. It's just a beat 'em up. An open world beat 'em up. Let's say if the level of mechanics, if there is, okay, let's say let's compare it with like if there's something like Spider-Man, yeah, like if we were to compare to the a little bit like he has a level mechanic like in Spider-Man and such, and it's so Yakuza is RPG style beat 'em up. No, I mean a beat 'em up style RPG. While games like God of War for the PS4 and
神の力思い知って
and Spider-Man and Sleeping Dogs and all that. It's more like a RPG style beat 'em up. You know? So a beat 'em up style RPG is where you're actually playing an RPG that that plays like a beat 'em up, while a beat 'em up RPG style beat 'em up is a beat 'em up that just so happens to have RPG
誰のこと
elements.
見たいのかな。
見られて恥ずかしいものはないからな。
わざわざ踏みつけら
Am
れ
I
る。
explaining it right? I don't think I am.
その中から考え
Yeah.
弱い者いじめに作戦開始です。
But yeah, that's just how I feel about it. My thoughts are just yeah.
押すわよ。
お姉さんがお相手してあげるわね。
堂々と戦うんや。修理して
You know, every game, you can't really compare a game with another game, because unless it's in a series, then you can do that. But if it's not, then you can't really compare it. It's like trying to compare Fire Emblem with Final Fantasy Tactics. They work completely differently. And the gameplay mechanics are completely different. You can't really compare them. Like if I were to compare, it's like if I were to compare Kingdom Hearts with a racing game or something like that. It's actually feels a little bit like it. Despite the fact that if you were to compare Final Fantasy Tactics with Fire Emblem, you're still comparing two different completely different things, because not only do they have completely different gameplay mechanics, but the gameplay style, and the level designs, the gameplay mechanics completely different. Yes, they're both turn-based RPGs, turn-based tactics RPG, but they still work completely differently. Like in Fire Emblem, you actually take control of all your units at once. During that one turn, during your turn, all your units all at once during your turn. While in Final Fantasy Tactics, it's all like completely turn-based and such. You can't even compare Disgaea with Fire Emblem, despite the fact that it works on this slightly similar premise. It's as if I'm trying to I would compare Civilization with Call of Duty. I'm talking about random now. Yay!
準備はできてるわ。
それでは演習開始にゃ。修理してあげるにゃ。
力を受けよ。奮い立て。我の
Fire.
装填完了。壊れたら修理してあげるにゃ。
奮い立て。我の力を受けよ。
I like the calm. I like the calm. It's like cool ice cream type, I guess. Maybe not ice cream. Oh, I guess ice cream. I like the ones that are just quiet. Cool, quiet. And then when you actually get a chance to see them smile, it's like, oh. Not Rei Ayanami, by the way. I can I want someone with personality, okay?
完全勝利です
I, I, I like my I like people with personality. I'm gonna say that she doesn't have personality, but still.
両チームとも健闘を祈るにゃ我らが修理してあげるにゃ
I can never actually understood the plot. I never actually understood the plot of Evangelion at all. 修理してあげる This also doesn't help that that every time I tried watching it, I actually kind of sorry, I actually give up on watching it like halfway, like 2-3 episodes in. For some odd reason, I just can't. Like every time I try to watch it, my brain immediately just turns to mush. I'm not hating on Evangelion. It's that for some reason I cannot concentrate on it. I don't know why. Every time I try, my brain refuses to actually concentrate.
不信の力
Like some people are with math. Like for some reason, some people really hate math to the point that that if they really don't want to, like they feel really lazy. They would even refuse to calculate 2 plus 2.
インディちゃんは本当に可愛いな今行きますね演習開始にゃ我らが修理してあげるにゃ
So yeah, so I actually gave it a try like a few times, but every time I try watching it, I'm like, oh god, I just don't want to. I can't stand it. I can't stand Shinji. I dare say that like my first impression so far, there's not even a single likable character. No, actually no. There is one, the angels. Mostly because of how freaking cool they are. But other than that, among the main cast, that aren't like not a single one of them is likable. Shinji, he's a wuss. His classmates, they're assholes. Shinji's dad, what's his name again? Gendo, yeah, Gendo. He's an asshole. Misato, I guess she's slightly likable. She's likable, I guess. I mean, she took Shinji in, but at the same time, it's like one of those stereotypical useless adults.
はーい
No?
どんなこの中から選んどの艦隊と戦うのか弱い者いじめに作戦開始
We're gonna do this a few more times. Pretty sure there's like 1 or 2 more.
観察しませんか
Not sure. Let's do 3.
は
Yeah.
ーい女神はどちらに微笑むか修理してあげるにゃ
So rather than watching the anime, I decided, hey, why not, you know what? I think it'd be easier if I were to just read a plot synopsis at the very least. That way, I can actually understand the story. Like read an overview of the plot synopsis and such. So that way, at least I can understand the story or something like that. I couldn't. Not one bit. The only thing I understood is that the first angel is actually Yui, who is like Shinji's mom or something. That she's like the Mac that he pilots. At least that's what I can understand. But even then, I still don't get it. I'm like, okay. Apparently, in trying to actually somehow, trying to bring Yui back to life, Gendo accidentally triggered the apocalypse. It raises more questions than answers. Like, how? Okay, he he caused the apocalypse because he tried to bring his dead wife to life, back to life. How did that even happen in the first place? Like, this is like I'm sure that you actually read the supplementary materials or something like that. You actually explain it. Even then, I can't seem to wrap my mind around it. Like, how did he even try to actually do that? Like, what, did he use some kind of device? Like, do some kind of ritual? And apparently Gendo hates his family because they're all assholes or something like that. And then, well, guess what? Apparently the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, buddy. You're an asshole as well. You sound like an ass. So yeah. Then I wonder. Okay, why are the angels coming? It's like, why? So many questions, no answers. And then in the end of it, Yui sacrificed themselves and then took Gendo down and all that stuff. And then I'm like, oh my god, I do not care. I know it's supposed to be some kind of emotional, dramatic story, but every single one of these characters are so unlikable. Like, the only even remotely likable character is Misato, and even then, of course, I was watching the really old ones. Like, they remade and retold that story dozens of times, and even then I could not be bothered watching it because first impressions, I did not like it. I think that's fine, right? Come on, it's not like you can like everything. Oh my god, you're not a true anime fan. You actually don't love Evangelion. You don't worship the creators, the genius mind behind. No. Okay. Honestly, if anything, you know, if you actually try watching something, and then you still don't like in the end, but then you just say, it's just not my type. My cup of tea. It's just not my cup of tea. I prefer this or that and such. I'm saying that it's bad. It's just that I don't. It's like, it's not something I actually like or something like that. Hey, that's fine. At least you're giving, like, at least you gave it a try. You at the very least gave it a try. So a bit of you're giving some respect to the creators, because at least, you know, you give it a try. You just didn't like it. It's not something you actually enjoy. That's fine. Nothing wrong with disliking something. Like, there's nothing wrong with not liking something, because, you know, again, we all have our own tastes. We have our own individual likes and dislikes. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean that, hey, that's bad or something like that. No. Okay, if anybody gives you grief for that, tell them this: you're not exactly the pinnacle of good taste yourself. Okay. I mean, you hate the things I hate, so why can't I hate the things you hate? Okay, don't actually say that. You say, hey, I don't give you grief for not liking something I like, so don't give me grief for not liking something you like. Okay? Like, yeah, everybody has their own individual tastes. Everybody has their own individual opinions, etc. That's why it makes life worth living, you know. Anyway, okay, 100%. So, okay, so the only thing left, only thing left is all the marriages, and look at how many we have and how many we have left. Like, how many do we have left to actually raise? Okay, we got Hood, we have Bismarck, we have Enterprise, we have Saratoga, Long Island, Illustrious, and Unicorn. And that's just the main ships. We still have all of these girls here. Oh no, we got Ikatsuchi, we got Suya, we got Shiranui, we got Hamakaze, blah 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 blah, all the way down. Like, the only ones that we don't need to work on is Haruna, Indianapolis, and that's it. Those two. Oh boy. Oh, long journey. But hey, at least we made some progress. So we're about done. The only thing left is just raising the relationships. We're gonna be doing like a couple more streams to actually do that. So yeah, it's great. Okay, so change it. Okay, closing off what I said earlier. Yeah, so don't give people grief for not liking things you dislike. Unless they're breaking the law, then go ahead, give them grief. Give them all the grief. But if they're not, don't give them grief for it. You know, because just because they don't like something you like and vice versa doesn't mean anything. Okay. Like, unless you have some really irrational hate for some reason, I really cannot like this thing. I despise it. It insults the very core of my being. Or, don't do that. Don't give people grief for just because they don't like. Like they don't like something you don't like. I mean, you like. Again, unless they're breaking the law. If they're not doing anything wrong, they're not breaking a law, then hey, you don't really have the right to stop them and such, you know? Okay, yeah. Anyway, so the plan for Azure Lane is to actually raise everybody's relationships. It's gonna be a long while. It's gonna be like 2 or 3 more streams of that before I move on to Disgaea 2, or we move on to Disgaea 2. So yeah, there is that. And the reason why, and in case people are wondering, I want to play Disgaea 2 after Azure is because Disgaea 6 was announced, and I can't wait. I've seen images, I've seen the trailers, and so far it looks well. A bit similar to Disgaea 5, but with the Inception and Reincarnation system. They updated the reincarnation system, which makes sense because the entire game is based on that. But I can't wait to see what they have for us in Disgaea 6. Yeah. But yeah, we'll be playing Disgaea 2 after we finish this. But yeah, it will be a while before that. I mean, I'm gonna be streaming this game for like once a week, unfortunately. So yeah. So plan again, refreshing the plan for Azure Lane Crossway. We're gonna actually raise the relationships of everyone. Gonna take a while, woohoo. Raise it all the way to max. I'm definitely going to get that final trophy. We only have 2 more trophies, and the last one is gotten automatically after we get the other trophy. So that's, which is the last one is the platinum trophy. So yeah, can't wait. Yeah, we're almost done. Yeah, sucks that it's an empty DLC though. Freaking hell. Yeah, it's annoying. Okay, so tomorrow we'll be playing Yakuza 0. We're gonna be finishing chapter 6. We're gonna do chapter 6, then we'll switch to Majima, and then we're gonna do a bunch of sub stories on Majima's side. That will be for next time. Yeah, that will be for the next stream. So thank you so much for watching, both live and archive audience. If you like
If you like my content, press the like button and subscribe to my channel. Because I say so. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Please. Thank you. And I will see you guys next time.